for a coach?
Coach, it's not really easy beating a team 3 times.
No, it's not easy beating them once. It really isn't. It's not. I mean, you hear people say that all the time. It is. It's hard to beat any team once. And, like I said, we've played them twice. We knew how tough both games were, and so I think there wasn't a whole lot we had to say to our players. When you looked at our league and how tight it was all the way down at the end, IUPUI finished 8th. They could have finished 3rd or 4th, and so we knew how good they were, and I thought our kids did a great job of just showing them respect by being ready to play.
The tournament bracket, Coach, they always talk about that first game is kind of the one that makes you uneasy. Was that kind of the you get into a flow after you get that first one?
Well, we hope, but yeah, usually, and I've been in these tournaments enough to know that the first one, can be the one where people are nervous. It's a little different playing at home. I've never done that before, and so we obviously love being able to play at home. And that, but I think if this was up in Detroit, obviously it would have been different. But we worked hard to get this home game, and so it paid off for us for sure.
Maybe you could talk about each guy making all-league, Scott, first team, second team.
Yeah, we start with Loudon. Obviously, his numbers, would indicate that he is a first teamer, and he knows I'm always after him. Never think he's doing enough, and it's hard because and I've talked to him about this a lot. That I don't want to make him feel like a disappointment, but there's always more I feel like he could be doing, and so I'm always pushing him toward that. And but I'm really proud of him. Really proud of him. He's a great teammate. He's a great kid. Love coaching him. He takes my coaching very well. Some people don't, but he does. And we certainly depend on him a lot for a lot of things, and we throw the ball to him a lot. And it's hard to understand, but a guy like Bill, and Bill knows it because he plays with him. He gets shots because everybody has to worry so much about Loudon. And so he's a good guy to play with if you're a guard that can shoot the ball. And Bill, and I think Bill will be the first to tell you he didn't shoot the ball as well as he could have this year, but he's really been shooting it of late. The last 2 days we've had practice. I walk in the gym, and I hear the music playing, and Bill's in there shooting by himself. And so he just stays at it. And, he's put the time in, and so we're telling him to shoot it because we know he's put the time in. He's earned his freedom. And he just has had a good year. He got off to a tough start, obviously, but then he figured out, like you talked about, how to cut and put the ball on the floor and do those other things. He got to the free throw line and really, kind of made himself a complete player. We play him out of position defensively, and he does a great job. He fights. Really proud of Parker and Mark. And we saw tonight why they're both first-team all-defensive team. The coaches vote on that. I'm not saying the media doesn't know a lot, but the coaches know the most when it comes to that, and sometimes stats on the defensive end overtake what really should matter. And Mark and Parker are as good a duo defensively as I've ever coached, and that's the truth. And I've coached for a long time, and they're going to be sorely missed by me. They both have just done a tremendous job. You saw tonight. I mean, Mark the last 2 games has been like at another level, and he made life very difficult for Cameron Justice. And Parker is just like the catcher on a baseball field. He's the one that talks. He's the one that sees everything. He's got to lead the country in charges. I've never coached a guy that takes as many charges as Parker. And then Malachi, had a very slow start to the year. But never moped, continued to listen to us, continued to trust the coaching staff, and started to play with confidence. Obviously, the Youngstown game up there was a big switch for him, and really from there he just kind of took off. And we depend on him, and we depend on Skyler a lot. I mean, Skyler played great tonight. Really proud of him. But I thought the all freshman team for Malachi was well deserved too.
Scott, a lot of times they talk about sports being the front porch of a university or something like that. It's been some tough times around here the last 6 weeks or so. And here's, you start off with both the men and the women, 2 big wins, and you all get honored and things like that. I just think this is a good boost for this.
It is. There ain't any question about that, and I think that our president would say the same. And we do understand that. I think our players understand that. Our coaching staffs understand that we are the front porch, and that there's a lot that we can do that can help people feel good about Wright State, because there's still a lot of good things happening here. And but we always know the negative. The negative is what people remember and what people see and what gets printed most of the time. But this, and it's not just our basketball teams that are the only things good happening around here. And I can tell you our players love this university and their teachers and all those things. And so what people see from the outside is not what we see from the inside. I get asked about it all the time. The environment on campus. The environment on campus is great. It really is, and our players love it, and so it's just not what people are constantly perceiving it as.
And how about you? You've been coaching a long time. You've been Coach of the Year up at South Dakota State and here. Just it still juices you up, or what? How do you feel about the award?
I think our players understand this the most. That there's probably in our league. There's not a coach that leans on his assistants more heavily than I do, and gives their assistants the freedom to coach and to do the things that I do because I trust our assistant coaches so much. And our staff understands that it is a staff award, and the older I've gotten, the more I've leaned on my assistants. I really have, and I have guys that I can completely trust now, and so it comes to me. But I'm not getting that award if I don't have a great staff and we don't have good players. That's the way that works. If Loud's not first team all league, I'm not Coach of the Year. And so I understand that. I appreciate the award. I really do. It's good for recruiting and things like that. But, it doesn't blow my head up for sure because the players know the biggest mess in the room generally is me.
So this could be like the Stanley Cup. Each guy could take your plaque or whatever.
That would be just fine, really. It would be.
Coach, just talk about how this team has come through since mid-season. You guys just kind of picked it up.
Yeah, and it coincides, and we've talked about this several times. It coincides really with Malachi and Skylar playing more minutes for us and playing more confidently, being better defensively. We didn't have to play Cole as many minutes, and our team really took off from that point. It's amazing what we did. We were 2-3 at one point in the league. We went into league. It's I think 6-7, and it was a disappointing non-conference season for us for sure. We played a tough schedule, lost every close game we could possibly lose in every way we could lose it. And we struggled into the season, and we did. We kind of started to take off when our freshmen started to play better.
Green Bay beat USC tonight.
Yeah.
You see them again.
Yeah, and either one of those teams is a tough matchup for us because they're both incredibly athletic. And we struggled up there at Green Bay offensively. We couldn't get anything done because they just smothered us. And obviously UIC beat us twice, so we knew either team we played was going to be a tough game for us. And Sandy Cohn is the one that got recognized, and he should have. He's one heck of a good basketball player. But they put a bunch of really good players out on the floor, very similar size, big guards. And just make it very difficult for us, and we struggled to guard them there too.